of this 2021 year, our second annual event. And this fine day, I'm joined by Aquarius Maximus, Master Cardologer. How are you, beautiful?
Hi.
So, is it a good day? We started off. You tell us the cards and the numbers every day. What would today be for us?
I'm back. I'm sorry. I was on the wrong network. I have a special
Oh, got
network for
you.
streaming because if I'm on the other network, I'm going to be bleeping in and out. So I'm back. Can
Yay.
you repeat that question?
Oh, I was asking you before we get into like your journey and what is today? Like in
Okay.
kind of what is
Well,
chronology first and what is today?
today is a King of Clubs day, which is a very exalted card, very
Mm.
exalted. It's actually known as the master teacher.
Okay.
So on days like this, you will definitely come and you would encounter master teacher, master knowledge. But it is a day where you get downloads from the collective, and you want to share it with other people. So that's why thus it's called the master teacher.
Hmm. And what is cardology? What kind of cards are you using? We see a lot about tarot and other different cards people do readings with. But what is cardology? What do you use? How do you learn it?
Well, we use the regular old playing deck, 52 playing deck plus the Joker. And in all actuality, the deck of cards is a calendar
Hmm.
and a calendar system, which is why there are 52 cards. There are 52 weeks in the year. There are
Mm.
13 court cards, which represent the 13 lunar months in a lunar calendar.
Mhm.
And there are four different pips, which represent the four seasons of the year.
Okay. And so, how did you come to this work? It's not something we hear about. We hear about astrology, we hear about tarot, we hear about reading runes or cowrie shells or, all sorts of things. But,
Well, I had my first cardology reading. It's been a while now, by a sister, and I was so blown away and fascinated by just the sheer data it presented. I'm a technologist, I'm a data scientist, so I'm very data driven, data oriented. And I felt like the reading she gave me also was equipped with a packet of data that I
mm,
could go back to and study myself and stuff like that. And that's what was so appealing about it to me, was that I could take it and do something with it,
uh-huh.
not just a reading that was given to me, but it was almost like a manual, a blueprint that was given to me that I can now take and start my journey on.
Mm. And so you got this first reading. Had you had other types of readings before? So, like, did it differ for you, or that was like your first introduction to any kind of reading?
Oh yeah, I had other readings. I was an astrology buff for a very long time. Also a psychic myself, and I had been doing psychic readings. My godmother is kind of dismayed that I stopped doing psychic readings and I focused more on cardology because she was like, "You don't need any cards." Yeah, but like I said, what was so attractive about it is that you give somebody the tools. So say they're not a psychic, everybody has psychic ability, but say they don't consider themselves a psychic or they're not strong in those areas. You're
Mm.
giving them the tools that they can still continue to dissect and decode their life. So that's what was so attractive about it to me.
That's nice. Yeah. So you're not reliant on anyone and you can kind of grow your own intuition and skills. That's
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
how do you get trained in it, learn it? Is it just something like you go to a training? Like, I know you do trainings now, but how did you get trained enough to feel comfortable to then share your gift?
Well, I took to it really fast and just started doing it. But I would say you would always start with a reading. I think a reading unlocks, the gives you that push to learn more about yourself first,
Mm.
because cardologists usually, or cardologers, what we call ourselves, what we usually do is we get into this period where we totally dissect our own lives.
Mm.
And I mean, from A to Z, you go back in time, and I like to call cardology like a time machine. You go back
Mm.
in time and you're able to look at different things you've been through and compare them to the cards and gain a higher understanding of why you went through those things and why those things may even continue. So, again, it's a tool that you can use to dissect your life and heal certain thoughts that you have about your life, because this is a thinking kind of tool. It's a thinking thing, a thought healer, I guess you could say, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's just why it's so attractive. It deals with the mind. It deals with changing and altering your perception of things.
Mm.
So you can gain a higher perception and thereby release the negative emotions that are attached to those perceptions.
That seems more easier to grasp. Like most astrology, you look at it, seems very, as some people would say, woo woo. It's not a phrase I typically like.
I love Google. That was one of my nicknames online before.
I love it.
Google.
Sometimes people say they're very like left brain and they say it like,
Yeah.
it's not woo woo to validate like something that they feel spiritually, but they don't think people will take to it well.
Uh,
I mean, we love it. Woo woo woo. Come on, Jeffrey. I don't want me to sing anything past that, but it seems like it's more kind of precise and relatable, especially for someone like a data scientist. Some people more left brain or even right brain people, but need like facts and to feel comfortable with
yes.
what information is presented. It's not up for debate as much. It's not up for
Yeah.
interpretation as much. That's probably the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's less
Absolutely.
about interpretation and more about this is what it
Yeah.
is and align thusly.
This is great for us mercurial people. You hit it dead on when you said, that logic, I guess you could say, right brain
Mm.
resolution versus the left brain creativity. You want to have something that you can feel what makes you feel comfortable, because a lot of people, they don't feel comfortable when that floor is not there. When you just
Mm.
they need to have that solid foundation in order to feel comfortable. So it gives that, but it also opens the door to the spiritual side as well.
Mm. That's nice. It's a kind of like a bridger.
Yeah, it's a bridger to bring all of us thinkers over to the dark side.
Come on, come on.
Light side.
So I didn't know that cardology was aligned with 13 Moon, which is great because we just had Femi on the other day, and she's with the Sidereal. So how is it something that complements, like if you're understanding cardology and then you see the Sidereal stuff, can you kind of see the connection between the two? Can you work with them together? Or is it better just like kind of focus on one and then, how do you like incorporate things into your world?
The beautiful thing is that cardology is astrology agnostic, meaning you don't really have to have a system. You can use them all. It is more aligned with the actual planets themselves,
Right.
and the positions that the cards sit in. So it creates its own little galaxy per se in your hand. When you're looking at
Mm.
the spread or you're looking at the cards, it creates this little micro galaxy that is reflective of our real galaxy. So you don't whatever system you use in astrology, whether it's esoteric astrology, Hellenistic astrology, Western astrology, Vedic astrology, it doesn't even matter. You can use it all with this. That's what's so beautiful about it.
That's nice. That's nice. Amma is saying that she loves that we're bringing up the data analyst logic component. She struggled with balancing her magic and metrics. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Balancing magic and metrics is a really great phrasing of that because I think I sometimes struggle. I know when I talk about the gong that I go to, it's by a clinical psychologist who's over 20 years, right? So when I'm trying to help people that are like, Ivy's doing something weird again. I'm like, well, no, this person that's clearly, not that, as we say, woo woo, they found it over 40,000. It's data science, scientific. It helps, right? Because you have that part of your brain that's like,
Right.
this real we made it? Is it made up? So I love that you have that perspective. So someone said they're excited to learn about the basics of cardology. So what would the basics of cardology be? You said there's 52 cards that align with 52 weeks, and there's four houses, like the Yes, I got that part. The
The
five
five seasons.
seasons. So what would be some? Oh, we lost Miss Tavana. It'd been better to lose me because I know nothing but the topic other than a little bit. Sound like she was having a little bit of difficulty. So hopefully she'll be able to pop back in. I'm sure that she'll pop in a second. We'll have to see how that's moving and grooving for us. My apologies for technical difficulties, family. Jack, if you could just send me a note when she pops, or if you're going to pop her straight in, that's fine. That's what happens when you live out in the boonies. Mm-hmm. So hopefully everyone is having a great day. Yes, Sue. It is I've learned a lot. I have not had a reading in a while from it's from Aquarius Maximus, but every day she posts on Instagram something about the day and how it affects different people and things that she sees that are moving forward, and it really aligns. Like you said this 6 months ago, and we see it now. So that's the beauty. I'm going to text her, and we shall see how long. Has anyone else? Have you had a reading before? I can't see a response yet. So we're just going to have a conversation with you all in the comments and me right now until we get her back on. Keisha is taking her 3-day class. There we go. Keisha, I hope I said your name right. I don't know if it's Akesha or Keisha. Yes. Lots of good things moving through. So glad you're here with us.
The weirdest thing just happened. My camera just totally died on me.
Oh, the camera died on a computer? That's so
Yeah, it was like so weird. And I have 2 cameras actually. So maybe if I can choose my onboard camera, maybe it'll come back. Oh, I'm back.
Party people, she has arrived.
Yeah, my camera just died. I was like, what happened? That was so weird. I'm so
Yes.
sorry about that, but I'm back.
Technology is, you're a data scientist, you know,
This is my
technology.
Uranian light. Today's card is ruled by Uranus. So got a Uranian kind of event. Unexpected. Expect the unexpected.
I love that. So we're talking about today is would you say is a club?
King of Clubs Day.
King of Clubs Day. So Miss Alma is a 6 of clubs. How do you determine what you are and how many other classifications, like what feeds into, what your card is and, whatever else?
Well, you determine who you are in accordance to the birthday calendar we have. So I have a birthday calendar on my website. If you go to my website, actually, if you just land on my website and put your birth date in, I also have a calculator there that tells you who you are. But you can go to what is your card under my menu, and it'll take you to a birthday calendar. So you simply look at the date, and it'll show you which card is for that day. Right. And of course, there's 365 days in a year. So that means that there are days that there are multiple, one card can expand into multiple days, so you might be an ace of diamonds. Well, there are ace of diamonds in every month of the year, so you could be any sign ace of diamonds. And that's what gives you your flavor. Your astrological sign gives you a little different flavor. So you could be a Gemini ace of diamonds, or you could be an Aquarius ace of diamonds, and then you will have a little bit of a difference between you. Now, you mentioned she's a 6 of clubs. Well, interestingly, she's today's Uranus card. So maybe that's why my webcam blew up when she came in the house. So she showed up, my webcam blew up. But see, that's the thing. That's another aspect of cardology, is the law of attraction. You are the walking, living, breathing embodiment of that energy. The day that you were encapsulated or you were crystallized onto this planet, you took your first breath under the sun, you become a representative of that card and that energy, that categorical energy that's associated with it. So like I said, as a Six of Clubs, you are today's Uranus card. Each person has a birth card, but you also have a sequence of cards similar to your natal chart in astrology. So you have 13 important cards that we go by. And today's card, the King of Clubs, one of its important cards is your card, the Six of Clubs, which is the messenger. So in this energy, you excel. You excel under King of Clubs energy. So people will be looking at you like, oh, you're a master teacher, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and that's speaking your truth and sharing
Mm.
your message. Ivy here also has the Six of Clubs in Mars. So when she's speaking and sharing her truth and doing what she's doing right now, she's also excelling. She's working towards the excelling of her destiny, etc., by doing what she's doing.
I love that. And the thing that I get excited about cardology is, and they're different, right? Because in full transparency, family, I've known Tavana for, I don't know how many years, over 20 years.
No, right.
Just like Tony, who was here Friday, who does the Sidereal over 20 years, with her like maybe close to 25.
Yeah.
And each of them excites me in different ways because it's different. Like you said, it's different information, but it's similar because it's still about how you should operate in the world, but your brain and your heart and your body kind of access it differently, right? So it's kind of like this meshing of things that makes it live more, right? And I love that about the cardology. It gives me kind of exact, and it tells me kind of where to focus. And it's not like I immediately, we lost her again, but I can tell y'all because she knows it. Doesn't tell you like what to do, but it tells you how to honor what's in you anyway, right? So that's the beautiful thing. Jackie says she is an 8 of Hearts. Okay. I love that. Yes, Shahara. A live reading. Yes, we will get to a live reading once we get that beautiful soul right back on this line. We haven't had technical difficulties like this before. This is clearly a new moment. They're testing our resolve. That's okay. We'll get there. I appreciate your patience, though, and sticking with us and knowing that we'll get to it. Yes, if anyone, while you're sitting here, if you'd like to go to the calendar on her website, thank you so much, Amma, for sharing that. If you would like to go and get that pulled up, then that'll give you some additional information, and we can talk here. And then we can talk through it a little bit more when Tavana returns, when Aquarius Maximus returns. Yes. I'm just scrolling through messages to see what you all are saying. Happy birthday, Sue. You're going to be 71? There she goes.
Hey, I had to.
It's all right.
It looks like I'm starting to have a failure on my onboard camera, but I'm not even using my onboard camera. I'm using an external one, so it just keeps knocking me out. But I'm here. I totally unplugged from my external stuff, so hopefully that'll work and keep it going. But it's definitely Uranian. Welcome to my life, everyone. But I bounced back.
That part. So Shahara is saying that she is a 7 of diamonds and her birthday is 9/4/88 and would love to learn a little bit more about herself.
Okay, so let's pull up her cards. And so as a 7 of diamonds, by the way, the 7 of diamonds was traditionally called the millionaire card, right? Mm-hmm. But nowadays, this was from back in the days when being a millionaire was a big thing. Nowadays it's not. Being a billionaire is a big thing. So we now have renamed this card to the billionaire card because there's really no cap on how much wealth you can obtain with this card, right? However, the 7 of diamonds, of course, sevens are spiritual. Sevens deal with faith, right? So when you have faith in what you do, what you believe in, what do? You're willing to invest in it. When it comes to a diamonds and values, you got to be willing to invest in it. That means you have to be willing to put money into you. You have to be willing to invest in you for your success, right? That's what you represent. So when a 7 of diamonds shows up for me, it shows a time when I'm going to be spending money on something, but it's money that has to be spent. Like it's not, they say scared money doesn't make money. That's also a part of it. However, it's money that you absolutely need to spend. It's going to come back to you. So that's the faith aspect of it. Like there's no guarantee you're sitting there like, ugh, if I take and spend my last money on this business, I got to get products, I got to get this. And it will usually test you to that level. Like you'll spend money on your business. Like, you all of a sudden, well, I need $10,000, right? So what happens? A check comes in for exactly $10,000, right? And then you're thinking, dang, I got to do this. I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my car note. I got to do this. But you know that your business is going to cost you a $10,000 investment. So you could take that faith and put that money into that business, that $10,000 investment. But that's not where it stops. You also got to work. You got to do the work to make it happen. So you put the work with that and you put the investment with that, and the wealth is going to come to you. It's going to return to you. So that's largely, so I know a lot of 7 of diamonds people, and they can have different fears on different levels. Like they'll have great ideas and things that they want to do, but their biggest fear is the capitalization of that thing, like making it capital, putting capital into it, or really sticking with it and enduring with it, right? So those are the keys to success with the 7 of diamonds. So 7s deal with tests, so you're going to be tested. It's like, oh, is this really what you want to do? Show me what you got, Now, this is also Beyonce's card. And Beyonce is all about investing in herself and investing in her ideas and going for what she believes in, and also enduring, obviously. All of those hours and hours of work are endurance. Like, I know that this is going to pay off in a major way, and I'm going to stick with it and stay with it. Big thing with the 7 of diamonds.
I love that. Shahara, tell us what you think about that in the comments. But Jackie is an 8 of hearts, and she's 8/31/87.
And Jackie. So Jackie, you're a healer. You're a natural healer. And this is the thing with the hearts. Hearts have to show up in person. They got to lay their hands on you. 8 of hearts is a laying of hands aspect. So when you see somebody and they like, I can heal people, I can laying hands on people, that's 8 of hearts, right? It's almost like the massage therapist, and you'll find a lot of 8 of hearts, or people who have an 8 of hearts. They're in the massage field, they're in the Reiki, anything to do with having to have contact or whatever. So your superpower is being able to heal yourself, heal others, and heal relationships. So, one of the things with the 8 of hearts is you really need to be firm and decisive about the relationship you have, because it could never go away if you don't want it. It doesn't matter if you don't want it or not. If you decide that you're not happy in this relationship, your natural healing ability will keep healing it until you leave, until you actually let it go. You know what I mean? So somebody will be with you, and all you got to, y'all mad at each other. And then the next thing you know, you're coming, you be like, okay, let's just make peace. And you just, you start rubbing their shoulders or whatever the case may be. And then it's all over. You're back in the relationship that you may not necessarily want to be in. Right. So this is where your healing ability can kind of be a crutch, for whatever. But it is fantastic healing. You're known as the hostess. So whatever it is that you do, you should always organize group events. You should always make sure that you're in the middle of things. Like you put yourself in the middle so that your energy can be felt when you are doing things. See, there's different sets of instructions that we have to do personally in order to be successful in our lives. And your set of instructions is you gotta be there. You gotta be all in it. You know what I mean? You got to be there because people are going to want your healing. And then you can take and also magnify your healing. Now you're doing your healing remote. And now you're doing your healing on the phone. And now you're doing your group sessions online. It's a group thing for you. It always has to be a group thing for you.
I love that. Everyone's typing in their information. Miss Sue Craft did. She went to your website. When you were gone, I had everyone go to the website. She is a queen of clubs, and she's 12/6/1950.
Ah,
Tomorrow.
yeah, that's my grandson's birthday. So yes, Queen of Clubs. I call that Superwoman. It when everyone was coming around and saying that term, the quote unquote the black woman is God and stuff like that, that actually comes out of the Queen of Clubs because the Queen of
Mm,
Clubs does everything. Absolutely everything, and is a disruptor energetically, emotionally, etc. You have to work on containing your energy and conserving it for yourself and your own and for the collective, because your power is good for the collective.
mm,
The thing that happens within relationships is you could be too big for a relationship, the world of relationship you're in. Imagine being the son in the house with somebody who's maybe little Mercury or something like that. Little Mercury is mad, because you're just the sun and you keep growing bigger and bigger and brighter, right? But the way to stomp out a club is through their mind. You know what I mean? So someone can convince you that you're not really the sun. Someone can come in and convince you that you're not as powerful as you really are, and you will believe it. Thus, you will put out your own light, with possible depression
mm,
and apathy and when those symptoms really kick in for a Queen of Clubs, then you start procrastinating. You can't finish your work, you can't focus, all of this mental stuff, until finally you realize that it's like a physical disease and now it's time to heal yourself. You're like, oh no, this is not healthy for me. I have
mm,
to get healthy and I have to put up my boundaries, because you have to have strong boundaries as a Queen of Clubs. You have to have, and boundaries are priorities. You got to know what your priorities are. You got to be willing to stick with those priorities. And you also got to know who you are, which is God. Yes, absolutely. Erica Badu is the Queen of Clubs. Yes.
I love that. You put you that you're a 6 of clubs, but if you could type in your date of birth, that would be stupendous. And Miss Doris is next. 8755. The elders are in the room to get this information. I love it. Come on, ladies.
Let's see what your card is. 8, 7, 1955. How old is 1955? That's like, she's a 6 of diamonds. 8, 7, August 7th. You're 6 of diamonds. And you're actually my Jupiter card. Currently, right now, I'm a 6 of diamonds, right? And 6 of diamonds are known as the natural accountants, right? That means that you deal with money on some level. Whether it's money that you're going to put away in the future, whether it's retirement money, whether it's just I want to live my best life money, that is your superpower, is with money. However, all sixes deal with the past, so they're I like to call sixes farmers, like in agriculture, because what do farmers do? They plant seeds,
Mm,
right? So you plant seeds and those seeds will come back and return to you as money, and it's big money, as a matter of fact. But the thing with a 6 of diamonds is, because you have a 10 of diamonds in Mars, which gets you all excited about money, like you could feel big money, like, oh, a great idea or something, like you could feel it and you get all excited about it. But the 6 slows it down. So over time, as soon as you start getting really deep into it, the energy starts to slow down, right? And as the energy starts to slow down, the potential for negative thinking seeps in, so you start to think, maybe this is not going to work. Is it going to work? No. So your mind starts playing tricks on you and thus slows down the energy even more. But you have a predefined destiny. You have predefined greatness. And the problem with having predefined greatness is, it's like saying someone coming along to you and saying, hey, there's $1 million check that's going to show up for you 5 years from now. Imagine how you feel. Like, first you're excited, like, oh my God, I'm going to get $1 million check. But they're like, it's going to come 12/12/2026. 12/12/2026. And you're like, 12/12/2026. So now you got to keep yourself busy
right.
until that $1 million check comes in, right? And the closer you get to that date, the less faith you'll have. Your faith will just start to drip away, right? And
Mhm.
then you might be 5 months away right? And everything is collapsing on you. You done lost everything, right? And you're like, why am I being punished like this? Why is it so bad? Yet and still 5 months from now, you got $1 million check showing up in your hand, you know? So it's all to do with the mind, right? Mind is a big aspect when it comes to the Six of Diamonds, and controlling your mind, finding ways to give your mind peace while you wait for what is yours, right? So a big thing with you is and by the way, you can have anything. You have an 8 of spades in Jupiter. There's nothing that you can't have. So the big aspect for you is the Queen of Diamonds. And the Queen of Diamonds is things like yoga, meditation, developing a whole health, mental wellness program for yourself every day that you stick to religiously, because this is going to become the support system that gets you to the bag. The bag is there, but the journey to the bag is long, and you're going to need something to help you get there, get along. So you have to have this strict discipline, mental discipline system and mental support system to help you.
So, ladies, I have taken everyone's information down as it pops through. So I have all of it. Amma is next. And then we'll get to Miss Danielle. Amma is a 6 of clubs, 11, 14, 87.
So we had another 6 of clubs, and I know that birthday very well. 11, 14, 6 of clubs are very, very, very deep, because not only are you a messenger, but you're able to attach that messenger to big wealth. You know what I mean? Like big money. You're a big money messenger. So you almost have to live on both sides. You have one foot in the sky that says, I don't need money. Then the other foot on the ground that says, I sure as heck do need money. I got plans that cost money, and a lot of money. So the integration of wealth and being a messenger, being a divine messenger, a spiritual being, and the balance between the two is your life. How do you balance those two? How do you stay balanced? How do you stay motivated? Because see, the thing is with the 6 of clubs is it brings a certain level of physical lethargy when you have a 6 of clubs. So it's almost as like you'll get in a spot and you'll get so comfortable. You'll be like, oh, this is good. I think I could stay here forever in this little spot. So you're making this money, or you're doing this, but the potential is so much more greater, and you can support so much more people. So if you push it just a little bit harder, you can get more and you can do more for people. But that's totally up to you. However, if you integrate like a very physical activity, whether it's joining the what do they call it, the Iron Man competitions, Iron Woman competitions, you could actually do it and win. Because the 6 of clubs has a lot of hidden athleticism within them. But spirit wants you to push yourself like that, wants to see how far you can go, push the limit. So you have to tell yourself, how much can I push myself, right? And if you're having a difficult time doing it, get a personal trainer, get somebody who's going to push you. And all that is going to create so much fire in you that you're going to create wondrous miracles in your life.
I love that. So Miss Danielle is next. And I think whoever we've got now, we'll try to get to you. And Monique just came in and put hers in. So you have about 4 or 5 more folks, and we might not get there, but we're going to try. And then because I want to leave some time for us to talk a little bit to kind of wrap it up at the end, so that we can get some cues into they have this information, but how can you utilize it, right? But Danielle is 6'5", 84, and she's a Queen of Diamonds.
Oh, Queen of Diamonds. Some of my
I get
favorite.
excited. Whenever I see diamonds, I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Queen of Diamonds is, I talked a little bit about it when I mentioned the 6 of Diamonds, because it's strongly related to the 6 of Diamonds and the balance and the karma, resources and money, etc. The Queen of Diamonds is a very blessed card. This is a powerhouse, right? Literally, again, you can do anything, you can make anything happen from within. right? And that's what you teach. That's your power, right? So
Mhm.
you can never blame anybody for anything that happens in your life because you are so powerful on the inside that all it takes is you making changes on the inside to totally obliterate any negative situation on the outside or whatever the case may be. Right. And traditionally, because we've been in a patriarchal system, we've been taught to rely on men for money. And that's what the Queen of Diamonds has had to go through in the last 100 years or whatever. Right. So she gets married, for money, or she whatever for money, but realistically, she is money. You know
Mm.
what I mean? She is the one, right? And she can do so much more on her own than within a marriage when it comes to generating money and generating money opportunities. Some of the wealthiest people in the world are Queen of Diamonds, right? But also some of the most spiritual people in the world are Queen of Diamonds, and magical people in the world are Queen of
Mm.
Diamonds. So you can have that balance of spirit and magical and money and all of that. You can have that balance, right? You have a 3 of clubs in Mars, so writing is always the best tool for you to solve anything, any problem. Is to take on the paperwork, to write books, do paperwork, create papers, documents, structures, all of this other stuff, right? Because then you put your magic on paper and you seal it with the power of Saturn, and it becomes the authority. It becomes what it is. So you are destined to be an authority, and you're destined to get your flowers, right? But again, like a certain queen of diamonds, like Martin Luther King is a queen of diamonds, right? And he got all his flowers. He got some flowers when he was alive. He got more flowers when he was deceased. But you could get all your flowers as long as you walk into your power. That King of Clubs, today is your power day. Today is a transforming day for you,
Mm.
right? So today, days like this, you're supposed to be communicating, getting real deep into your communications. You're supposed to be speaking. You're supposed to be, and especially speaking, because queens are a little humble. They like to stay behind the scenes a lot, right? But the queen that puts herself out there, oh my God, like you're talking mega abilities and recognitions, etc. So working towards putting yourself out there, speaking, and educating people, whether it's in spiritual education or whether it's in financial education or both, that is your true gift.
That's amazing. Folks are really excited about what you're sharing, Aquarius. She's so on point. I'm going through this right now. I decided the relationship and focus on me. Alma says this is too specific. Wow. I love this gift and this skill set.
Thank you.
In
It's
this
the
thing.
data. Trust me, it's all data. And
Mm,
it's like once you get tapped into that data, it's like there's no stopping you when it comes to cardology.
ah, Mbisane, I hope I'm saying that right and not butchering your name. Beautiful. But she's a 7 of diamonds, 12095. She's a January baby like me.
Yeah, January 20th. I know that birth date as well. That is on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp.
Mhm.
So yeah, so there could be a fight for freedom versus a fight for being traditional versus non-traditional when it comes to you,
Mm.
right? So for you, it could be branching out into some non-traditional, maybe technology or something like that. Your hidden power is the Ace of Clubs, and the Ace of Clubs is very, 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 very technologically oriented, right? But the Ace of Clubs is also dynamic. They do so many things. The Ace of Clubs is Kim Kardashian. I was talking about it in my class. Kim Kardashian does everything. She's like, oh, I got to makeup. I'm going to do this. I'm going back to law school. I'm going to do this. Da, 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 da. But the key is not only is she doing all these things, but she's getting out there and sharing it with people, right? So she's sharing that she's doing this, she's doing that. And that's actually a good thing because it's going to be motivating, especially more motivating to women or whatever the case may be. They're going to see her and they're like, I can do this too. And then let me get out and do this. And it's like an infectious thing,
Mm.
you create this infectious energy when it comes to ideas, and then you're able to bring people together when it comes to ideas, right? So yeah, you're infectious, so keep that in mind. So I'm infectious. So if I'm infectious, what do I need to be doing to get out there infecting the people with? That's what you have to think of.
Mm.
But you also have to also include that, understand that every single thing you do is going to involve an investment, and sometimes even a sizable investment. But these things are helping you to understand your worth,
Mm.
understanding how worthy you are, right? So, which can at times be difficult for you to see without being able to have that investment to reflect your worthiness and your what you're worth, right? So your whole life is a path on really discovering your worth and your value, and not only discovering it but scaling it, and knowing that you have the ability to do so.
Wow. I love it. I love it. So, Miss Brandy, we're leaving the world of diamonds, although we're coming back to diamonds in a minute. Miss
Diamonds.
Brandy is a two of clubs, and she is 72683.
26, two of clubs. Two of clubs are this is another quote unquote God card. You know,
Mm.
it's very serious. That means that you have to take your life serious because you don't know how serious you are. You're as serious as a heart attack, right? And you have to walk and talk, and you have to be in the space of seriousness. Even when it comes to raising your kids, wherever, you have to have the best.
Mm.
Because you're like literally one of the royal cards. You have to be amongst the best. You have to. You can't tolerate or settle for nothing. You have to. Your transformation card is the King of Spades, which is the God card. You're on the path to godhood.
Mm.
It's not all of a sudden you're God. You're on the path to understanding your own divinity and understanding your own power, right? So, as with most clubs, your power is within communications, right? And your power is also transformation, transforming people with your communications and helping people to see past fear and to embrace and accept things that are. You know what I mean? That things are to be. Kamala Harris is a two of clubs, by the way. So that kind of shows you, if that shows you a little bit of the potential power, and it's only breaching the because the two of clubs can be anything. You can do anything. You can be anything you want to be, as long as you are willing to be distinctive, as long as you are willing and understanding that you are distinctive.
Mm.
Sometimes the issue with being distinctive is we stand out, right? But when you stand out, not only do you get the love, but you get the hate, you know? And because you get the hate and you become the reflection of others' fears, then, that's scary for you, because it's like, that's not what I signed up for, and I really want to do good. I really want to do XYZ, but I'm having all of this energy projected at me, right? And what happens? You have to be the bigger person. You have to be the one to shut it down and to rise above the negativity, all of these different things that can come at you. It's a very powerful card. It really is. That means you have to be around powerful people. You got to live in powerful places. You have to protect yourself. A two of clubs, I would never suggest live in any type of danger, in a place where there's any type of constant danger. Stuff like that. You want to be somewhere where you are protected and where you are exalted.
Mm. I love that. Okay. So we have about four more people that have listed. I'm full clarity. I don't know if we're going to get there for ladies, but um, Penny is next. She is a two of diamonds. We are just diamond down. She is a 615. Her birthday is 6/15/83.
The distinctive two of diamonds, beautiful cards they are, because you have a 10 of diamonds in Uranus. So back to standing out, you stand out and you don't want to. You're like, no, 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 don't give me that heat. But you're going to see you stand out. Your power is with the people. You have a 10 of hearts in Saturn. However, most two of diamonds don't really like people like that. To be honest, they're like, ugh. Because you can sit there and think of all that's wrong, and you're totally right. You can think of all that's wrong with the world and all that's wrong with people. You're a very, very good assessor of those things. And you are also a natural therapist. That means you see it all. You see the crazy, you see the whatever, you see it all. right? And they're magnetically drawn to you because you can heal it all. You have incredible healing abilities. You have an 8 of spades in Neptune, which pretty much means that you can create. If I had anything going on, I'm coming to you because you're going to create an elixir. You're going to, whatever it is, it's got to have Neptune water elixir. You're going to put it together and say, drink this. I'm going to drink it and I'm going to be good. So yes, incredible healing ability, incredible regenerative abilities as well, self-regenerative abilities. You are the literal fountain of youth walking, but because you have so many strong healing properties, you're going to attract, of course, a lot of people for good and for bad. And a lot of times it could be bad people because they need healing, right? But another superpower that you have is the ability to, like, I call to a diamonds people like the golden touch. Like, y'all, anything you touch turns to gold, right? So if you take on a client, best believe that client's about to blow up. Right. So this could be good in different things like marketing. You could be excellent in marketing because if they come to you, they can guarantee their stuff is going to go viral. They're going to blow up. They're the next celebrity or whatever. But you literally have that ability to turn people. But sometimes you're like, well, when's my turn? If I could do such great things for so many people, what about my turn? And because you have a 6 of diamonds, you got to wait your turn because your turn is going to be even greater if you just endure.
Wow. Okay. So Miss Monique is a 10 of clubs, 62081.
Queen. That's the nickname for the 10 of clubs. That is Nicki Minaj. And that's why she called her Queen Radio. She had Queen Radio, blah, blah, blah. Royalty. This is the royal and political card, right? So, they have the royal right to pretty much say whatever they want to. This is also, what's her name? Wendy Williams. She's a 10 of clubs too, right? So, yes, free reign to just speak your mind. You represent the voice of the people, right? And you are royal as well. You're accepted in royal circles. You're the cards of doors opening, right? So doors will open for you magically anywhere you want to go. However, your biggest lesson is faith. You have a 7 of spades hidden power card, which is faith, which is taking a leap of faith. Unfortunately, faith means that faith will be tested because there is no faith without test. So anything you can do, anything you want to do can be successful, but just anticipate that there is going to be some form of test along the way. So you could either choose to keep going and not letting anything take you out of here, or you can give up and start again on something else, because that's what you would do. You would start like, I'm not doing that no more. I'm going to do this, but you can literally achieve anything. You're a big, big, big person. You're the real celebrity, out there. Another thing is you have a 3 of hearts in Mars. You should always diversify. Never be stuck in a type. I don't care if this is relationship or this is business. Do business with everybody. So you're gonna and a lot of us sometimes it's like, well, I want to help this particular group. I want to do this. No, you're not that person. You're the person that brings all groups together.
I love that. So it is 10:49 and we have 6 minutes.
Okay.
2 more folks. I don't know if we can do that plus a little rap, but let's get to Fernay. 3 of clubs, 72579.
3 of clubs, the writer, the author, the creative genius. There's this absolute creative genius. And it's interesting that every time I get up here and I'm talking to groups of people, everybody has the same lesson, faith. Because that is one of my lessons. You're supposed to be jumping on the faith train, right? Because you're an important part of the faith train. You are the person that makes the faith train go viral. So you are super important part of faith in the process of faith. Everybody needs to know how powerful it is to have faith. And you're the one that creates those creative avenues that show how powerful it is to have faith. We call the three of clubs the writer card. So writing is your superpower. Absolutely. Putting out books, becoming an established author, putting yourself in the forefront, being recognized and getting your recognition and your flowers because you're that person. You know what I mean? Also, tapping into your spiritual higher self, because on a high level, you are a high witch, so, and I like to use the word witch because I'm like supreme creator. On a high level, you're creating every minute of the day just with your mind. So you also want to focus on channeling your creations intentionally into what you want to do, because you can create it at the drop of a dime. You got a new creative child out there, but you want to channel those creations so that they protect you and not come at you with anxiety, worry, and stress, because that's what happens when you just let your creation just like go to work. It's like I'm having a lot of babies. I got 20 kids now, and now I'm pulling out my hair. That's how you are with your creative. So, but you definitely want to make sure that you really, really, really invest in your talent. Invest and be willing to put yourself out there. Be willing to put your work out there on display, etc.
Okay, we're gonna race through Miss Tanisha. Ace of Spades 11378, because Empress Row wants some guap coin information before we depart.
Okay.
And pressures in from your class, and folks are excited about this good work. So yes, 11378, Ace of Spades. Miss Tanisha is our last one, and then we got
Ace of Spades show us all, especially us women, how to make it about ourselves. They show us how to do it. Like, it's all about me, honey. It's my world, and you just a squirrel trying to get a nut. That's the Ace of Spades. One of my best friends is the Ace of Spades, and she is the matron of her world, as she should be, as we all should be, and they teach us that. One of the things with the Ace of Spades is, and this is a thing that throws them off a lot, is because they're the card of transformation. They're the center of transformation. They're the omen that things are going to change. So when they show up, so you get a new job, all of a sudden your job is getting a new location, and they're renovating, and everything's breaking down. People getting fired, and blah, 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 blah. And your energy is so explosive that you got people like hating on you when you come on the job and stuff. It's like, she got here, and all of a sudden, see, they know your power and they know what you represent, right? But you should take that power and be a leader. Go all the way to the top with it. Don't stop. You will never survive being amongst the commoners as an Ace of Spades. You want to be amongst the royals, where you belong. You want to go straight to the top. You were born with the ambition to do so. And the only thing missing is the faith. Jump on the faith train, go all the way to the top, and don't stop, because guess what? The universe is going to make sure your path is cleared.
That's amazing. Okay, so we have 2 minutes, and we've got a guap coin request, but I want to thank you. Everyone in the comments is how much is true. Thank you. They are really appreciative of what you're
And I
sharing.
want to thank y'all, because y'all all gave me a lesson today. I literally know what my lesson is today. I love cardology, and the law of attraction is what it's doing to you. Every message I just gave to y'all is applicable to myself. So this helps me to make a decision I needed to make today. So I want to thank you too for that.
I'll say mutually beneficial reflections. So to answer the questions, we have wonder about future classes. They're going to sign up. How to get information about classes, and tell them a brief bit about GuapCoin, because we got 1 minute.
Well, definitely. I'm in the middle of actually a boot camp course this weekend. I'd like to do my classes boot camp style because my schedule is so erratic. I'm Uranian. So I'll just pop up 2 weeks from now and say, hey, I'm going to do a 3-day boot camp. So you want to follow me on social media, so when I can announce when those camps are going to be. Definitely giving access to my old classes is what I'm working on in my academy, etc. And I'm also working on more books, putting out books this year, because I got 3 clubs in Pluto, so I'm supposed to be writing books. So gonna do that as well. And as far as GuapCoin, the first thing you want to do is make sure you join our Telegram. That is going to keep you on top with the latest, where we at, what we're doing, and stuff like that. And
Hold
also,
on, praise break. Tell them Guap Coin is. She's the first and only Black woman created coin.
yes, it
And
is.
woman coin too. All right, go ahead. Now you can finish out. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Guap Talk, GUAPTALK.org is our forum where you can come ask questions, etc. as well. And you can dig into some information. Right now, you can get Guap on Probit. But they actually just cranked down on some regulations. So we're looking at going on another exchange. But that's why I'm saying come into the Telegram, because we have a P2P swap going on in the Telegram where you can get Guap directly from other community members, which is one of the best ways and the original ways to get in the first place. So join the Telegram. Go to guapcoin.org and click on join our Telegram. Join the Telegram. As soon as you pop in, you're going to be greeted. Say, hello, I want to know how to get some guap. There's going to be a ton of people who can help you. So come along into the community, because really in crypto, the community is what matters. You are the value. You are the resource that we need. So come join the community.
Shay, that is a perfect closing to this conversation about this good work and using this methodology. I know that everyone enjoyed it. I don't have to say I hope, because clearly we heard the comments. And sincerely, we're going to have to bring you back another time. But I thank you for joining us. Beautiful.
Thank you.
This has been illuminative for me as well.
Thank you all. I enjoyed myself.
Yay. Well, everyone have a great day. Hopefully you are able to utilize this information moving forward in a tangible way in your life. And you can always follow her on Aquarius Maximus on Instagram and stay up on the information, tap in, get training, all of the good stuff. Yay. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, beautiful.